The Hulk is destruction itself, a walking earthquake, the strongest one there is. On paper, he might be the single most perfect character in all of comics to build a video game around. And yet, it has been roughly 2 decades since we got a truly great Hulk game, and even longer since one felt essential. So today, let's dig into why the perfect Hulk game keeps slipping away, and what it would take to finally get it right. One quick thing before we smash into it. We are creeping up on our first 1,000 subscribers. If comic and gaming deep dives are your thing, tap subscribe. It is free and it helps a small channel more than you would think. That is the whole ask. Now, let's start where every Hulk fan's memory starts, with the one game that actually nailed it. First, why Hulk is such a natural fit. The entire appeal of the character is simple. The madder he gets, the stronger he gets, and everything around him breaks. That is a gameplay loop begging to exist. No other hero turns a city block into a playground of rubble quite like this. Flight, super strength, thunderclaps, ground pounds. Hulk is a physics engine with a temper. If any character was built for a game, it is him. And once upon a time, one studio understood that completely. In 2005, Radical Entertainment released The Incredible Hulk: Ultimate Destruction, and to this day, many fans call it the best Hulk game ever made. It was an open world of pure freedom. You could scale skyscrapers, rip a bus in half and wear the pieces as boxing gloves, and flatten whole city blocks. 20 years on, it is still the game every Hulk fan measures the rest against. Hulk had games before that, going back decades, from side-scrollers to the movie tie-in in 2003. But Ultimate Destruction was the one that clicked, because it stopped boxing the Hulk in and simply let him be a force of nature. That is the secret almost every other Hulk game misses. The fun is not in tight corridors or scripted fights, it is in freedom, chaos, and consequence. Give players a city and say, break it. That game did, and it soared. So here is the first heartbreak. Ultimate Destruction was built to launch a sequel, but it never came. Reports say it did not sell quite well enough, and the planned follow-up was quietly scrapped. Instead, Radical took everything they had learned about open world destruction and poured it into their own new game, Prototype, in 2009. The best Hulk team in the business left to make a Hulk game without the Hulk. That left one more shot. In 2008, tied to the Edward Norton film, Sega and Edge of Reality put out The Incredible Hulk, and to this day, it remains the last standalone Hulk console game we have gotten. It kept the open world destruction template, dropped Hulk into a living New York, and let you climb and smash at will. On paper, it should have carried the torch. In practice, it stumbled. Reviews landed as a shrug. Scores hovered in the mix range, with some versions dropping well below 50 out of 100. Critics liked the smashing, but hammered the repetitive missions, the thin story, and the flat, lifeless voice acting. It was not a disaster, but it was not the game the Hulk deserved. And being a movie tie-in, it lived and died with the film. When the hype faded, so did any plan for a follow-up. The series just stopped. And then something stranger happened. The old Hulk games started disappearing. Because they were built on movie and character licenses, once those licenses lapsed, the games were pulled from digital stores altogether. So not only did new Hulk games stop coming, even the classics became hard to legally buy or play. The Hulk did not just leave gaming. In a way, his whole back catalogue was quietly pulled from the shelves. Now, the question everyone asks, is it a legal problem? You have probably heard that Universal owns the Hulk, which is why he never got his own solo movie in the Marvel era. And that part is basically true, for films. But here is the nuance people miss. Universal's hold was over Hulk movie distribution, not video games. The game rights sit with Marvel to license out. So the famous Universal problem, the one that blocked a solo film, is not what is keeping a Hulk game away. The real answer is less dramatic and more about business. Marvel games spent years chasing team-up titles over solo ones. The big destruction genre fell out of fashion, and no major publisher stepped up to fund a brand new, expensive Hulk project. It is less a locked door and more a character left waiting in the lobby. Everyone agrees a Hulk game should exist. For 15 years, nobody with the money and the license actually pulled the trigger. The closest we came was 2020's Marvel's Avengers, and Hulk was in it, fully playable, throwing tanks and leaping across the map. For a moment, it looked like his big return, but he was one of 6, folded into a live service game built around loot and grinding, not around him. Hulk was a guest star in someone else's party, never the headline act he needed to be.
And that game struggled badly. The live service model never clicked, support wound down, and in 2023, the servers were switched off and the game was delisted for good. So the most recent playable Hulk is now locked inside a game you can no longer buy or even boot up. If anything, it proved the point. Hulk does not need to share the stage, he needs his own.
So are there rumors? Officially, nothing is confirmed, but the demand is deafening. Fan-made open-world Hulk concepts built in modern engines routinely go viral with millions of views, showing exactly how good a next-gen Smashfest could look. And the template is right there. Insomniac's Spider-Man games showed that a single-hero, big-budget Marvel game can be a system seller. With Marvel's Wolverine on the way, the one-hero blueprint is officially back in style.
Which is why the timing has never been better.
Modern consoles can finally render city-wide destruction that older hardware only dreamed of. The appetite for solo Marvel games is proven, and the Hulk as a brand is as recognizable as ever. Everything that once stood in the way, weak tech, a team-up obsession, a nervous industry, is fading. What is left is simply the will to make it. So let's picture exactly what that game should be.
The perfect modern Hulk game is open world and everything is destructible.
Not scripted rubble, but a living city where every wall, tower, and tank can be torn apart and the world reacts to the wreckage you leave behind. At its heart sits one system: rage. The angrier you get, the bigger and stronger you become, until you are hurling buildings. And you would swap between Bruce Banner's tense, stealthy problem solving and the Hulk's all-out chaos. Fill it with gamma rogues like the Abomination, the Leader, and the Red Hulk. Wrap it in a story about a man fighting for control of his own monster, and you would have it. The perfect Hulk game is not a fantasy. It is overdue. The character is ready, the tech is ready, and the audience is starving for it. If you would smash your way through a game like that, subscribe and help us reach that first 1,000. Tell us your dream Hulk game below, and we will see you next time.